Hello students. So today we are going to learn about the IoT value chain. So in our last lecture we have seen about the M2M value chain. M2M value chain is machine to machine value chain, and it is required for the development of the M2M products, for the machine to machine products for the user. Okay, so now we are going to deal with the IoT value chain. So in M2M value chain you have already seen that we required the data of the computing systems, and then we just use this data for our purpose, and we generally make it useful for the production, and we generally make it useful for the users. So these all are the things for the machine to machine value chain. In IoT value chains, we have IoT value chains are about the use and reuse of the data across value chains and across solution. So basically in M2M also we required the data at the level of the machine to machine, but in that case we required the data for both the cases, for the basically used for the IoT users. So IoT users, basically in that case we have two things, that we need to capture the data and then store the data at the user end only, and it may be required for the others also, but in M2M that is required only for the users. Okay, so that is the difference between the IoT value chain and the M2M value chain. So in IoT value chains are about the use and reuse of the data across the value chains and across the solutions. So generally we create some of the things which are generally used by all the users of the IoT, right? So we just develop a single architecture which is used by all the persons which used for the IoT. For example, there is a Tuya app, TUYA, Tuya app, and this Tuya app is used by others also, and it is used for the generation of the home automation architectures and IoT automation architectures, right? It also provides solution for the agriculture department. It also provides solution for industrial applications of IoT, industrial IoT applications. So IIoT, which is also known as IIoT. So these the structures we generally develop for the IoT users. So IoT value chains based on data are to some extent enabled by the open APIs and the other open web-based technologies. So you know about the thingspeak.com. This is also used for the generation of the API, and you know about some web-based technologies like Blink application. So these all applications are used for our IoT users. In the next case we will find that what is the open API. APIs also allows the knowledge contained within the differential technical systems to become an embedded, creating the possibility for many different economic entities to combine and share their data. So what happened actually, there are many departments in the market, there are many industries in the market. All the markets have different data, and all these data need to be assessed by the IoT industrial architectures. So these data is assessed by the IoT devices, and these IoT devices basically store this data on the servers. So that's how we need to that's why we need to create the API, and we need to create the open API and web-based applications and technologies, so that others can also assess the IoT data, because each and everything which is valuable thing is the data, and that we can also have from the IoT devices. So in that case, the IoT applications, here is one of the block diagram. You need to just read it. There are inputs. So next, the production, manufacturing, processing, packaging, and distribution and marketing. So these all levels are very same. You no need to think about all these things. It is very alike like M2M. but in this case inputs, what are the inputs? Their inputs are the devices, are the sensors, open data, OSS, BSS, and business model, business signal model, and operating signal system, and business signaling system. So these are OSS and BSS, or corporate database. So all these database are assessed by the inputs in the case of the IoT system, right? So there is another thing, that is a infrastructure enablers. So there is a infrastructure enablers. So the whole these components are defined by the infrastructure enablers, right? After that there is a large scale system integration. So what we need to do, there are all inputs, and these all inputs are need to be assessed by the some systems. So all these systems are need to be integrated by itself. So in that case we need asset information, open data sets, network information from OSS, BSS, and corporate information from the corporate database. And then the whole information is created in a data combination center, which is a processing. Then the data combination processing, in that case that is a information marketplace, and in that case this information is converted into useful information, and that is a information component. And after that this information component is used by the information product. So as I already told you, that if I need a data of Delhi, of temperature of last 5 afternoons, so then I can get it from these data sets. Okay, so that may be assessed, that may be integrated by the large system integrators, and then it may be integrated by infrastructure enablers. So all these things happens due to these things. Okay, so that's how we work on the IoT value chain. So in my next lecture I will tell you about the other things of this unit. Thank you for this lecture.